Alright guys, welcome to our next battle replay. Look at this, the Russians in the rain. Today's battle replay is another battle of myself versus Joelius Cesar. And yeah, this is a 1v1. We are playing, oh, I'm forgetting the name of this map. I can't remember the name of the map. But I am taking up the Russian forces here, and Joelius Cesar has Poland, Lithuania up somewhere up that direction. So before we get too far, I want to just jump into my army comp. So I brought a ton of line infantry. That is what Russia is good at, is they can mass the numbers. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 units of line infantry on my left flank, and then on this far right flank I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 whole more units. So that is a lot of infantry. I also have 2 light infantry to kind of skirmish down his troops. I only brought I brought 2 artillery pieces, both 12 pounders, one on this flank and one marching with my distant flanking force. I have 3 Cossack cav, so 1 here and 2 on this, 1 here in the middle and 1 on the left flank. And then, yeah, that's about it. Not a very creative army, but a brute force of line infantry. Up here, Joelius Cesar brought a good mixture of line infantry and expatriate infantry. Ooh, and a colonial. That's fun. I know he also has a decent cannon force that we can't see yet, hidden in there. I don't think I noticed this earlier, but he has his 2 units of winged hussars on this flank, and these troops are devastating, and they do devastate my troops a bit. So yeah, we'll go ahead and let this play, get into motion, and we can check out how the battle goes in the rain. I would not want to fight in this battle, just as a fair warning. Muddy, cold, and lots of casualties. So I moved up my light infantry. I don't think he was expecting that. He forms into lines. This is a smart move, leaving your reserves back here. Lets your main line infantry spread out a little bit. And I'm just trying to rush my troops into position very defensively. Because, so here, I guess is the goodest time of any, although it is difficult to see anything. I'll try and get a good zoom out position. Alright, there you can see the... Alright. Let's see, where is... Alright, there's our marker. So, I am having my skirmishers right here. My main line infantry both there and kind of along here. With artillery right in the middle to kind of anchor this. It's a crooked cannon. I have 1 cav here. Oh, that was a bad circle. 1 cav back here, 1 cav, let's see, right around here. But this is my secret. I'll be quiet, that's my cat Stanley. I have those 5 line infantry marching up right now to here, along with 1 cannon. That's not a very good cannon. Let's do better. Boom. 1 cannon that I'm moving up to that position. And 1 cavalry that I'm sending on a wide flank. So my goal right now is, I took a risk separating my troops because now only half my force is on this side, half my force is on this side. if he was to, you know, split the middle or pick one side, he doesn't see this side yet. But if he was to crash through with enough force, this whole army here on my side would be destroyed, and I would have to try and defend with this bit on this side. So, you know, he's got his dual line set up with, man, I can't draw today, with cannons in abundance back here. Good enough. And I don't think I realized it, well, there, but already in these trees there's the winged hussars, which are very dangerous. But my goal right now is make this force look as big as possible. Make it as threatening, kind of skirmish, so he thinks, oh, I'm going to attack, that I'm going to be attacking here, you know. I got to be kind of aggressive a little bit, keep these light infantry firing so that I have time to support my left wing with my right wing. And so my goal is form up the line and then crash into this flank. So we'll see how that plays out. Not all of it works out, but the gist of the idea works. Of course, he'll throw some kinks my way where I have to deal with the unexpected. But we'll jump back into the combat here. Also, I added this music. Hopefully this is good. Adds a little, I don't know, excitement. Alright, let's kick it into gear and watch the skirmishing. Yeah, so now his cannons are coming in. And he's targeting my artillery, which is fine by me. Like, this artillery can get some kills, but I can't really hit his artillery. Looks like I hit some caissons, but I'd much rather my main forces get saved a little bit. I want to make sure and get some nice, pretty looking firing. Oh yeah, look at that. Awesome. So the nice thing about cannons is they have quite a bit of troops, so they can spread out. And I am sending in some good cannon shots. So he's got a nice solid line. My light infantry are able to outshoot his line. Over here I'm flanking with, this is the medium unit of, or the middle unit of cav. And then way over here, let's see, there they are. I'm sending up my 5 line infantry, artillery, and I think the cavalry's ahead. So I see that this is a lot flatter. This is a much more ideal attacking slope. Now I know eventually this left flank gets kind of hammered by some winged hussars. Winged. Here they are. And here they go. So I think I do manage to form part of a square. But these winged hussars are so good. They just smash right through it. Here. Yeah, look at that. So they're trying to form square and boom. Right through. And my infantry breaks pretty quick. Look at all those winged hussars, man. That's beautiful. I have this unit. I had it in square and I thought, oh, this square will hold. And so I can shoot at them with this one, and I was like, oh crap. They broke. So I reform them into square. I'm rushing over my reserves, I believe. Maybe. Maybe not yet. Oh, I did bring my cavalry. So, these guys are not gonna... They're light cavalry. They're not gonna stand up well. But it buys me some time. Meanwhile, things here are pretty steady. Oh, it looks like his cannons are getting some friendly fire trying to shoot my troops. That's a big bummer. His artillery, his howitzers are now cutting big holes in my formations. And his winged hussars go for my other line infantry, which wasn't square and it was set. But look at this, this is a good move. So he moves up, it's hard to see, but he moves up his infantry on this part where I was weakened by his cavalry charge. That's good. Alright, and there go my cav. Shattered, I think. Yeah. So those winged hussars, man, you can only get 2 units of them, but they... I'm curious how many kills they got at the end of this. I don't think I get to see, but... And now these guys are taking howitzer fire, they're outnumbered. I think I shift over some troops. Yeah, here they go. I should have shifted this a lot earlier. We'll go ahead and look at this. Oh man, it's just so epic, you know? You got lines of troops all the way down the hill firing, and unbeknownst to him still, I have this whole flanking force now finally setting up. And we missed it. I sent in a charge of one of my light calves to take out some cannons. Kind of worked, but he intercepted with this regiment of horse. So I had to send in my last unit of cav, the Cossacks, and they're not going to stand up. They're light. My Cossacks are light calves, so they're not going to stand up very well to a full-on regiment of cav. But look at all this infantry. I just have endless numbers. I think I had over 1,000 more troops than Joelius Cesar in this battle, and I'm setting my artillery up on this ridge. So this force is held good. It's held really well, actually. I lost a couple units on this left flank, but I also damaged his winged hussars pretty good, so... Oh, one of them broke. That's really good for me. And I'm pulling back, kind of strengthening my defenses. I'm just hoping that his attention is still all fixed. Get a good volley on this regiment of horse, and then form it to square. I think they break pretty quick. I was really bummed about this because I thought, oh no, he found my secret hidden troops, but I don't think he noticed right off the bat. I think they were just automatically chasing the other cavalry units. So I start pushing forward this flanking force, and just look at the weather, man. This would be muddy and gross. In this mod though, in the rain, units recover their energy slowly, and in the snow they recover it really slowly. And this is an advantage that Hill gives you, is your whole unit can fire, even the back ranks, because they're so much above. Oh, look at that floating corpse. Wow. He hasn't had a good day, but now he has learned to fly. Alright. Enough being silly. Let's check out how things are going. He is stretching me out on this left side. I think he's worried that I had some troops hidden in there, but I didn't. and I pulled back my light infantry. So I'm now like, alright, my line infantry has to hold. Ooh, got a good cannon, flanking cannon on that one. And he is making a major push. A major push. And there's the winged hussars again. Still 65 in that unit. But if I catch them at the right time, they'll break. Oh, and he's going for a full out charge. They're wavering. Oh no, they stops. Ooh, that was a painful volley. Yeah, made them losing. Yikes. That's... he probably shouldn't have shifted him unless he was gonna charge. Ooh, that might have been a charge and the pathfinding went wonky. Yikes, that's really unfortunate. Oh, but here's the rest of the forces coming in for a charge. Oh, and they just barely reach it before they break. Over here, though, they engage. Oh, not really. Man, we barely held off the Polish line as the Russians. I don't think I was even paying attention to this at the time. I was microing up here. And so this is where the battle, I'm like, alright, I've got a good chance now. If that had broken this unit, or these units, I would have been more worried. But he is pulling back his troops, even his ones that aren't breaking. His winged hussars are exhausted, so they're not gonna be nearly as devastating. Oh, and I think I realized, oh, they're coming for me. And so, if he was paying attention, this would have been a good time to pull him back. They can't shoot at you anyways. I always like to save as much of my cav as possible. Alright, looks like I moved up my line infantry. Ready to fire into the backs of their retreating foes. Maybe. Ah, here they go. Yeah, very good. He did quickly divert troops. I don't know if he kept these ones in reserve, I think, which was a good move, because if he hadn't, I would have crushed it all at once. Like, it would have been a very quick ending to this battle. But as it is, he forms up his reserves, still holding onto the hill. His general is still alive. I think my cannon gets a lucky shot on him later. I'm starting to advance. This cannon is got a really good vantage point, and look at that. There's the smoke in the distance, flashes of light. Ah, even in the rain, this game is so cool. And my superior numbers here, I know will eventually begin to tell, because he just can't muster enough troops to fight all of these line infantry. Because in a one-on-one, I will lose against his line infantry, but it is far from a one-on-one. His artillery, though, continues to pound my infantry, making it a very painful advance. And I do think quite a bit of this recovers, although a decent amount doesn't, and that gives me a real advantage. So I'm thinking now, alright, I've got this. Once again, we're in a fishhook. Seems like the classic, I always push one flank. I'm thinking this is probably where I'm going to be successful, but while he's got nothing here, I might as well advance. So I think I keep creeping up the hill. But yikes. Look at that, just tearing holes in my infantry. then this one reforms. I don't know exactly what it's doing there, but I have my reserve here. I think, yeah, just keeping it in place so I can move it wherever it's needed. That's especially with Rush, I keep reserves because Russian infantry breaks pretty easily. Yeah, so see, we're losing in a one-on-one. They're also losing because it's a 2-on-1. Look at that, brave general Joelius. Got some gray hairs. Surveying his battlefield. Oh. No. There. Bombarding. Further on the hill, my troops were beginning to push up, but his troops rallied and take the heights before we could get up there. Look at that. They're exhausted, fighting in the rain and the muck, but they're fighting steadily on for Poland or Lithuania, whichever one. Oh, look at that, it's got even more reserves. And I'm thinking of moving my reserves this way because I think, yeah, this one begins to waver. It's just losing. Oh, it says it's winning now, but it's still wavering. And I have my light infantry from earlier. They are low on ammo, but I'm moving them up just as reserves again. Maybe I'll move them around the flank, I was thinking. But yeah, so his recovery on this hill was really good because I still wasn't able to take it. Now I'm fighting an uphill battle again, which is tough. I did manage to flank on this side a little bit into the woods, and eventually I swing these closed. Oof. Ah, so many of my dead comrades. Yeah, that hill he held was a good position. I just swamped him with infantry. And I charged these guys forward thinking I'll replace them with this line of tree, but they were so tired and the ground is so muddy. When it rains, your troops also move slower. So they were not moving quickly. And I sent these ones in to support, but these ones broke and these ones break, and that leads to a whole mess. I almost lost this whole flank. So that's it. Routing. Now that one's going, and I think I rushed my general over, just like, oh gosh, I can't lose this flank. I am able to swing these guys into the trees. But this route is potentially disastrous if I can't get a handle on it. Oof, that was a good cannon hit. Ooh. Oh yeah, I made it recently so that at extremely close range, if you fire at a guy like point blank, it can pass through him and hit the guy behind. It's pretty brutal. Oh, I think this was a misclick here. His unit forms up the wrong way. This guy has reserves. This is a solid formation still. Okay, so it looks like my troops were recovering for the most part. these are the ones that I sent into charge, and I had given them plug bayonets so they can't shoot anymore. And he starts pounding these dense columns with artillery. And I was like, oh boy. So I sent one unit kind of out of the way, and then I'll move them both. Continuing to stretch out the flank though. Ooh, I think I got some friendly fire there. Oh, but my units keep breaking. This is a struggle. The general though is still alive. Oh, got another one. I think I'm aiming at this, not even at his general, but I wonder if these, no, they're firing. Oh yeah, look at that. Another route. I have a hole in my lines. When you see something like this, there is an opportunity. Now, his position is a little bit risky, but let's put it into slow real quick. What you could do, let's see. So you have one enemy formation here, the other enemy formation kind of along this line. Joelius Cesar could get a force to either swing that way or swing that way, but there's risk implied because he's lost a lot of troops on his little fishhook. To do that, he's going to have to weaken everywhere else on the line. So I understand not taking advantage of this, trying to push out and break, cause a bigger route, but he's kind of in a tough spot here. But that is one, if you want to be gutsy and take a big risk, that's a possibility. I don't know if I would have done that, but I don't know, it might work. Alright, let's kick it back into play. And zoom in here. At least the rain stopped, so the ground has become a little more traversable. Oh, look at that. That's all so many Russian bodies. Wonder what happened. Was that an artillery? Oh, that must have been artillery. Look at, they were well into the 200s or before that. Yikes. Now this unit's getting hit. That one broke. I'm just barely clinging on to life on this flank. So as you can tell, sometimes numbers isn't always the solution. Sometimes quality can win out over quantity. These troops are holding the line. Looks like most of them are, well, there's a big mix. Some are winning, some are losing. So I have my light infantry now, firing at them from a distance. It's kind of to hold the line. And yeah, here we go. So I know that I'm losing right here, and this is where I need to be winning. And there's no way I'm gonna be able to push up and pierce through that defense. Like, there's just no way with my pretty inferior line infantry. So I need to reconsolidate my troops to a spot where I can actually, you know, get a good mass together. So I start pulling them back, and I realize they're still getting shot at on the flank. So I think I form them into column and send them over this way soon. In case you didn't know, you can click one location and then hold shift and click another, and you'll get this double path. It's not as clean as the later Total Wars where you can like hold shift and draw the path that they take, but it's not the worst. Alright, my general rallies some line infantry, and I pull them back, make a defensive line. I gotta regroup all my forces. So wisely, he pulls back his troops, forms kind of a reserve. I was trying to target his artillery with my artillery. I don't think I ever got any. Whoa, that was a cannonball. Into the screen. Yeah. Excuse me. Anyways. This is pretty much just maneuvers and skirmishing, so I'll speed it up. But I'm withdrawing my troops, trying to just skirmish with these ones. He's targeting my general, so I pull him back. We're kind of resting our men, repositioning. Exhausted. So yeah, this is we're kind of restarting the battle almost with weakened troops. Looks like my artillery has got the advantage here because they're not they're in a line facing the enemy, whereas his artillery was facing my original position, which was down there. And I think I got a lucky shot on his general and caused him to rout. So his troops are a little low on morale. But if I was paying more attention, I would have withdrawn this quicker. But I think they get volleyed into a few times, which I should have prevented, but ooh, got a good cannon shot, causes a rout that might spread. No, steady. Ah, it broke that one and that one. Alright, the cannons, man, saving me up on that ridge. And so he pulls his troops back with them. Smart, keep your units cohesion. Oh, I just can't get over how devastating that must have been. He must have gotten like 4 direct hits in a row. Alright, we'll speed it back up. And I'm reforming into lines. Here's my general's bodyguard. He's taking some casualties. And so here's my line. This is my light. I think my light infantry ran out of bullets. So, alright, here we go. Reforming. I'm like, I don't think he can afford to assault me because of his low morale and my cannon advantage. So I realize I'm probably gonna have to take this hill once and for all. I line up the troops. Oh, and they fire at this 6 or 7 troops charged, and 5 of them survive it, but alright, so here we come on the final battle, or final stage of the battle. I'll let things get into place. His artillery is still hounding me. I think he's down to 1 or 2 howitzers, 1 howitzer and 2 12-pounders, and I'm just using my advantage in numbers to stretch it out. Let's see. Ooh, we got a good volley there. And these light infantry are out of ammo, so I'm sending them around the flank for a possible flank charge. And here's a reserve unit. And here's a reserve. Alright, let's fire into them. This one can't really reach. Yeah. Here's a classic. The slow motion and firing. Oh yeah, beautiful. There's a scene like this in the movie Gettysburg, where the camera tracks along as they're firing. It's really cool. Yeah, the combination of superior firepower and the cannons breaks that one. And he's just doesn't have any. His general routed. He's outnumbered. And this is, I think, the last unit. And they're wavering, being fired upon. They're doing something. Falling back. Oh. Maybe. Moving my forces forward. Oh, and a couple good volleys should break this. Oh, still wavering. These guys are tenacious. And they're firing back now. His artillery is sending a canister. I think it routes even a unit eventually that comes up this way. But at this point the battle is pretty much over. It took a lot. I think I lost about 1,000 or no, 500 more troops, 600 more troops than he did. So I took more losses, but I started with a lot more men, so. Canister, if I move too close, does tear into my troops. Oof, that guy took a bullet to the face. They're wavering. You can see all the little dots on the screen from the musket balls coming whizzing by. And pulling them back again. I don't know if they'll survive this. Getting shot at in the back is not fun. Ooh. Ah, we broke a cannon right at the very end. Oh, and that breaks those guys, which breaks the line infantry. And that's gonna be about it for this replay. I hope you guys are enjoyed. I'll stick around until we get to the final screen so we can look at some of the kills on units. But yeah, thanks Julius, that was a close one. But you just can't handle 1,000 more troops on my side. I lost, 500 more troops than you did, so I definitely was bloodied by that battle. In fact, you might. I think I would end up with more. If we look at our unit stats, line infantry, mediocre. Usually lost more than they killed, especially this one. But overall, they did their job. My cavalry, which I was hoping I could do some lightning raids on the artillery, didn't work out. His winged hussars and stuff ended up killing a lot of them. So light infantry didn't do that many kills, but Anyways, I hope you guys have enjoyed this. Keep playing and sending me replays, and if you enjoyed it, hit the like button and consider subscribing. Until next time, guys, have a good one.